Mwahaha! Welcome to the first video on the Halloween week. In this video, I'll be reacting to the Beta 64 original video of the Luigi's Mansion Beta. So yes, beware. Mwahaha! Okay, here we go. Time to react to the video.
Luigi's Mansion is one of those rare Nintendo games that no one seems to know about. So in light of the coming
Actually, it's pretty rare. I mean, I did pay like $60 for this game.
To finish this on Halloween, I put together a video of the beta elements of Luigi's Mansion. Now make note that this isn't all the beta elements from Luigi's Mansion, because it would nearly be impossible to cover it all, and I don't have that much time. So sit back, grab your bag of Lay's potato chips, and enjoy the beta of Luigi's
Dang, man, I got a candy corn on me, not Lay's chips.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, I think candy corn's more fit for the Halloween season anyways.
Among other Nintendo GameCube games such as Metroid and The Legend of Zelda. Which brings us to an interesting point. At the end of the Space World 2000 GameCube reel, a 1-second video of 3 ghosts sitting around a table is shown. Strangely enough, these ghosts do appear in the full game, but not as one. Those
look really different than the full game.
While I was randomly ripping textures for the game, I came across this image, which appears to be the same 3 ghosts sitting around a table. This image is visible in-game when Mario is turned back from a painting, as shown here. Luigi's Mansion was shown once again at Space World 2001, but this time it will be making its appearance as a full game. Now there are many things different between this version of Luigi's Mansion and the full game, so I'm just gonna list them off one by one. The first thing to note is the opening cutscene, showing Luigi walking up to the mansion. The cutscene is slightly longer than the full game, but other than that, it's almost identical. The next thing to note is that when Luigi opens the door, he doesn't shine his flashlight through, showing that maybe Luigi didn't have his flashlight when the game was first being developed. In-game, the first thing
that'd be so creepy if he didn't have a flashlight. That'd be so creepy.
One of the first differences is the heart meter, which shows /100 next to the heart counter. Next is the coin counter, which was actually one of the first things to be removed. Lastly is the Game Boy Horror, which posts quite a tale of intrigue. As you can see, the Game Boy Horror started
like a timer on, like a clock.
The counter was actually used to keep track of time during the game. When the counter reached a certain number, it was game over, and you were shown this video.
What? Dude.
There have been many
doesn't keep me up at night.
of what this video could mean. One of which was Luigi turning into a zombie, which is obviously not right. That's just
it's not right at all.
One of the more believable speculations is that Luigi had a specific time limit before Mario was lost forever, after which he becomes severely depressed. Besides the Game Boy Horror being a clock, it was also a camera. This was shown in Nintendo Power issue 149, but was later scrapped and replaced with the Game Boy Horror we know today. The next beta element to discuss is Luigi's trusty vacuum, called the Poltergeist 3000. The Poltergeist 3000 was originally called the Poltergeist 400. I have no idea why they changed that. I guess.
Yeah, why are they? I mean, what's the point of changing it?
The Poltergeist 400 was lighter and less bulky than the Poltergeist 3000. The Poltergeist 3000 also had some unused nozzles, but they are only visible with an action replay code. The elemental meter also went through several changes. At first it was an overheat meter, causing the vacuum to explode when the meter reached 10. Then some say it turned into a ghost counting meter. And lastly, the version we know today. One unused function of the elemental meter is that when it went below a certain threshold level, it would turn dark red and play a sound effect. While we're on the subject of Luigi's vacuum, if you notice, Luigi is holding the Poltergeist 400 with both hands instead of just one. Personally, I think this idea was scrapped because they needed a reference point for the Game Boy Horror's camera, which is what was placed in Luigi's unused left hand.
Dude, this video is so low quality because it was posted it was so long ago. It was posted in 2012. This video is so old, that's why the quality is so bad.
Unlike the final version. It was a lot shorter than the final version as well. Next, let's talk about EGAD's laboratory. Unlike the final version, you were actually allowed to walk around his laboratory. Using an action replay code, you can see that there were 2 doors to be used, one of which says training. I can only imagine what that door was used for. The other door most likely goes to the ghost turning back into portrait machine room thing. What's really strange is that there's a ladder on the left side of the room. You can actually walk up this ladder, but it won't take you anywhere. This could mean that you could actually explore around the mansion and walk down to EGAD's lab, which would have been pretty cool, Nintendo. Just saying.
That would be really
there are
cool.
also many unused audio tracks in Luigi's Mansion. Here they are one by one.
Bogmire cutscene. Ooh. Ooh, this song slaps. Whoa, what? Ding. Yo. Dude, I like the music though. It's kind of like the Egyptian like noise music from Dark Moon. That's what it sounds like. What the heck?
Some say that Luigi's Mansion was originally going to be a Nintendo 64 game. There is evidence in the game that actually
That would have been
supports
really
this.
cool.
First of which is this audio track.
What?
This is actually the
I never
same
even noticed
audio
that.
as entering a painting in Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
The second piece of evidence is this image, which is bundled with all the other posters in the game. This is actually a cropped image of Daisy from Mario
Daisy,
Tennis 64.
yeah.
Now,
I used to
before
love
you
Mario
jump to
Tennis
any
64.
conclusions that Daisy was in the original version of Luigi's Mansion, the image's file name was labeled Test, meaning that this could just be a placeholder texture until they got the final version. Now I think it's time that we talked about the beta ghosts. The ghosts in Luigi's Mansion went through many changes before the final version. The Gold Ghost was originally going to be blue and fat, but then it was changed to pink, then white, and lastly the Gold Ghost in the final version. The Purple Puncher Ghost also went through some revisions. One of the really early versions was green and had a huge nose.
Green?
The next was gold and also had a huge nose. And then it turned into the Purple Puncher Ghost that we love today. Another ghost to change is the Blue Twirler, which was actually purple and also had a big nose. But perhaps one of the biggest changes in the Luigi's Mansion ghosts were the Bashers. A Basher looked a lot like an orange ghost, but was usually a dark purplish color. A Basher would follow behind Luigi until he got close enough. Once he did, a mist would appear, following with the ghost a few seconds later. Text would then appear, usually in the form of
What?
Luigi would then jump back, fall on his hands and feet, and crawl away as fast as he could. Luigi would then have his heart counter cut in half. After a few seconds though, it would return to 100, but his life would stay at 50.
What?
If you notice, the Game Boy Horror radar blinks red when the Basher is near, possibly showing that boos did not hide in furniture like they do in the final game. Ghost would also play a different sound effect when appearing than in the final game. Here's the beta.
Dude, oh, that nose is the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And here's the final version.
Yeah, the beta sounds way more
Now
scarier.
that we've successfully covered ghosts, it's time to move on to dialogue icons. There are actually 4 unused dialogue icons in Luigi's Mansion, one of which is Bowser.
The boos, I love the
Next
boo
is the green
puns.
Toad, which actually is visible in the game with an action replay code. Next unused dialogue icon is
How you
the
get an
Gold
action
Ghost.
replay code? I want to do
While I was
that.
dumping text in Luigi's Mansion, I came across one unused line of text while Egal was talking to Luigi in the parlor. It said, blah, which is obviously ghost language. The last unused icon is Mario, which you might be saying that is from the scene where Luigi goes down into the well and sees Mario and he says, "Save me." But if you look closely, there's no icon when Mario says this. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
There are also some unused renderings of Luigi used for the game's ending. This image, used most likely for the lowest possible,
That's the creepiest thing I've ever
shows
seen.
Luigi in his depressed form from the E3 demo. This next image
That's actually
was most
so
likely
creepy.
used for a good ending. And lastly, this image was for the best ending. The next topic of discussion is the gallery. The gallery went through many changes before the final version.
Dude, that
The
one
earliest
Luigi
version of
picture
the
is like the
gallery
creepiest thing
is
I've ever
this.
seen.
As you can see, it has a more underground look than the final version. The gallery is shorter than the final version as well. And interestingly enough, some of the textures and models of this gallery are the same as that of the training room, meaning that the training room could have been made around the same time as this version of the gallery and never changed.
Wow.
The next version of the gallery is this one here. This version of the gallery is a lot more bright and flashy than the last version. This version is also slightly longer than the final games, meaning that there could have been more portrait ghosts planned for the game. The last early version of the gallery is this one. This version looks almost identical to the
Dude,
last
these
one,
versions
but
are
is
so
actually
different, but
shorter
also
in
so
length than the
similar in a
final
way.
gallery. Another beta element was that Luigi's Mansion was originally going to be in stereoscopic 3D. That's right, the
What?
Nintendo GameCube
Wait, hold
supported
up.
stereoscopic 3D. The user would plug in a specific
Dude,
accessory
imagine
into
that
the
was actually
Nintendo
true.
GameCube system and put on the special 3D glasses to play all of their favorite supported
Hey,
Nintendo
that's where
GameCube
Dark
games in 3D.
that's where Darkmoon
Sadly,
comes in
this idea
clutch.
was scrapped because the special crystal needed for the accessory was way too expensive at the time.
Yeah.
So that's the
I'd
beta of
imagine.
Luigi's Mansion. Basically, it was going to be the greatest Nintendo horror, or rather, the only Nintendo horror game out there. It still is, but bashers. So if you want more information about the Luigi's
But
Mansion
bashers.
beta, go on over to Luigi's Bigger Mansion, the forum or the website. I don't really care. Both links are in the description. So this has been Beta 64 with the Luigi's Mansion beta. Thanks for watching.
Dude. Okay, that video is actually like really creepy. Like the really parts that like kind of like creeped me out a little bit and sent some shivers down my spine. Like the Luigi, like the game over screen and like the one Luigi picture of him like sitting on like the little stone thing holding a dead flower in his face. Oh, dude, that thing. Ooh, it's a little creepy, I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, guys, tomorrow is the Big Boost Haunt Tuesday Talk video, so do be excited for tomorrow's video, because that video will be the second video of the Halloween week. A really cool edited video, very nice, well made, edited, and really good. So do be ready for tomorrow's video. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I say this in the next video. Peace.